Welcome back to Art with Ryan. So today is going to be
This is the one I thought I was recording.
I think I may have made
nope,
more than
not
9
recording.
parts to this series about chihuly, but that's okay because what we're looking at is some of my favorite stuff that's happening with Mr. Chihuly here today. But we are also going to be looking at his bridge in Tacoma. So before anything, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you can follow us on YouTube and find out about what's happening in the world of art. So we're getting to where we're posting about 3 to 4 times a week now. So don't forget to start following us so that you can subscribe. Now we've got some really fun things happening right here in the Chihuly exhibit. So this again was from a trip to Tacoma, Washington. This is a permanent collection that is happening in Tacoma, Washington, about all of the things that make up Mr. Chihuly. So what I have done is as you noticed, that there are several videos about this bridge, because first we had the ceiling that he did, and then we had the blue towers, and now we're looking at his wall of vases. So the great thing about his vases is that you're seeing the different styles of kind of the heavy duty vases. So it's great. Like, these are some of the most phenomenal vases I can only imagine and can only hope to explain. Well, first of all, let's talk about his artwork. And first of all, we're going to talk about how we did this. So there is this giant wall of about 150 vases that he has made. So I've gone through and I just scrolled up and down, and then I would zoom in on particular vases, which you're clearly seeing happening. And it's different periods and different works that have happened. You see the big works, you see small works, and you see sculptural works all working together as if unified work that he has created. Now, I really, really, really enjoy these. So look at right here, you'll see the squid that's coming up with the baby on top of it. Again, that's something he learned when he was in Italy, learning about glass in Italy, and so he's worked with different people in the past dealing with these things. Also, in the blue vase to the left, you'll see that it's one of those bowls where he's done the curly cues. So you're seeing a lot of repetition in his work, and you're seeing how he changes the work around from one thing to another. And again, you're seeing the shapes of vases change. You're starting to see, like, look at the one on the bottom right here. You'll see that that's one sculptural, and then the blue one next to it towards the middle, it has the curly cues, and then the green one next to that, which we're leaving, had leaves. And you're starting to see, like, the different variants in which he does to create things. We're going to zoom in a little closer to this blue one, and we're going to look at it from side to side real quick so that you can see the flowers and things that are happening on it. And I have to say, like, it's really a fascinating piece to see what's happening in this piece. Look at it. You can see those really difficult curly cues that they look so simple to make, but from what he says are really a difficult piece of glass to make. So I think that he's showing us his skill in some of these pieces, in these simple kind of visually simple, but very difficult to execute in person. So, I mean, look at the flowers. Just look at them. Now, I've done this video in kind of a slow-mo so that, like many of the things, a lot of his stuff, people like rush past it, and most other artworks which I've done in slow motion, you'll see I'm trying to get you to engage more than just look at something and move on to the next thing. I'm trying to get you to engage, and I really want you to see the craft and the mark making, or in this case the the skill of the glass that's being made. And so that's where we're at with why we're taking these so slow. Now, you're also going to be seeing that I had a little bit of difficulty with the people who were around me, and there was a guy walking a dog. So I was like trying to move and be polite and like get everything for you guys, but it's sometimes also very difficult. I love this blue cylinder right there with that curly cue. And then as we go up, we start to see the vegetation that he's using. But the people around sometimes when I'm making these videos are not the gracious people that I want people to be, and understand that I'm trying to do something to help people, but they do not. So again, here we are looking at some of the chihuly vases that are happening here. I really do love these. I feel like this is one of those things where this is a wall where I could spend ample amount of time just looking at it and understanding what's happening. I mean, just look at it. Look, do you see the squids over here on the left side of the screen in that kind of brown bowl, and how they're just kind of stacked on top of each other? That's clearly not something that's easy to make. And then you have these, what I really love are his really large vases, and you can see like how they're reaching towards the sky like they're an actual plant, but it's it gets larger as it goes up. So you know the technical abilities is much more difficult than something else. And I really, really enjoy these. So yeah, I recommend that you go and look at this bridge. Now this is a bridge that if I had the opportunity to live by it, I would probably spend a lot of time here looking at the different things and looking at how they all work together, so that you can see, you know, find something new and exciting about his work daily. I feel like it would be, you could get to know this wall fairly well, and it would still unlock mysteries every day. Now, dead center, that blue bowl, look at it. Just look at how beautiful that bowl is. And those, it seems like it's alive with the leaves that are a part of it, and it's just so beautiful and stunning, and the colors are just perfect. And then you have this, oh, it's so good. Just look at them. It seems as if a lot of his other work that has been put into place, that the sculpture actually has a life-like characteristic to itself, so that it's not just a bowl, but it's a bowl that has life to it. And these are clearly some of the most beautiful things that I can even begin to describe. It's so good. Look at just the tips of that, how it curls just perfectly. It's like he saw nature and he's trying to mimic it. And this is one of those things where art mimics nature. And I think you'll see in a later video where we talk about art and nature and how they coexist. It's so beautiful though. You really need to see these in person. And this blue is just so beautiful. And this is a fairly, from what I understand, easy shape to make, but it's also very difficult to have it come out successfully in glass because of the shape and the structural integrity of it. I just love it. I'm trying to get a turn for you here so that you can see the different sides of it. I am in love with this piece. Now, I did record this, so this has been, the time actually has been altered because I did do it in slow-mo, but then my video translated to my computer in extra slow-mo. So this is just a really high-res video of these vases, but I'm still just, I could watch this part of this film over and over and over again because of that vase right there and the beauty that is that vase. And then we're going to pull out a little bit. So I was going back and forth and back and forth. Some of these vases, you're going to see like a lot of really interesting things happening. Like if you look at the bottom left, that gold and white, it's a baby playing with like a starfish or a squid or an octopus or some kind of sea creature. Again, those are one of the ones that he used his sculptural techniques that he learned when he was in Italy. And a lot of this is stuff he's learned, very classical, very historic glass technique. But what he's doing is he's doing it in a very modern, very contemporary way where he's thinking about the things. And this is a great example of vases over a period of his lifetime that shows you that he's not a one note type. He's not a one note. He does multiple things and he's very good at the things he does. But he's also able to do so many things. These spike vases right here, the orange one right here on the left side with the blue spikes on it, not one of my favorites. There was one earlier, it was a rounder bowl, I think it was clear with green spikes on it. That is clearly one of my more favorite pieces out of these things with spikes on it. His large scale vases right here, like on the right side of the screen over here, that looks like it's a flower coming out of these vases. Those are technically super hard to make from what I understand, just because of, as you can see, starts small and then makes its way up, and it has to hold the weight of those sculptures. So I'm not terribly sure how those are made. I'm hoping there's some blown glass in there so that it's not solid glass so that it can hold up, but I'm not sure. That would make sense to me. But then again, I am not a glass blower. I am just somebody who likes art. Oh, here's another one of the spikes. I like this one better. It's the yellow with the blue on the left side of the screen. And you're seeing that, I hope you're recognizing the different styles of artwork that he's making in here versus the different periods of his life and how he's been able to reinvent these old techniques into new, exciting ways, and how he has had a truly impactful career on the art community. Again, here's one of those big vases, defying gravity. I mean, it's not wicked, but it's definitely defying gravity. Ooh. I like this yellow vase on the bottom right that we're just scrolling past. You see the leaves on it right there? It reminds me of the blue vase again, but I mean, if you wanted, we could probably characterize and name all the different types of styles that he has going on, and you'll see the different ways that he does things. And I'm sure there's someone who's probably gone through and categorized and cataloged all the different styles that he has in this wall, but all I have to say is that they are beautiful. They are phenomenal, and it's one of those things where he as an artist is just pushing boundaries as in his early days, and now he's doing things that are he's just pushing scale and color, and he's working with people a lot, and he does these like large, epic, like installations, kind of like at the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas, or different chandeliers. So, I mean, he's worked with the Olympics, he's worked with numerous other groups, doing different things to celebrate. So, just see, here's another sculptural piece, that one with the black base right here. But he is somebody that he likes to work with groups, and he has a studio collection that I believe we've touched on just for a minute in another video. But here we are just talking about this guy and how beautiful he is. And just look. Now, we will ask you to subscribe so that you know that we are making new video and we're able to make new video and find more artists. Now, this is an artist that we are just in love with. So go ahead and follow him as well. He has a website and he's all over Tacoma, and there's a lot of galleries that carry his Pendleton blankets and his studio glass pieces and his woodcuts and his lithographs that he does every year. So that he can. So the nice part about that is that he's not trying to forget the people who adore his public art sculptures. He's trying to include them in that conversation about artwork so that you too can buy something and you're not just creating something for nothing. So you don't have to be a millionaire to buy some of his artwork, but about $5,000. Well, $500 is the cheapest thing I've ever seen this year, and that's a Pendleton, a blanket, and those are edition between I think 250. But they're beautiful blankets, and they're based on his actual drawings. So, but he likes communicating with his public, and he likes to do these beautiful type pieces so that you can have something in your home. I just freaking love him. He's so good. All right, well, that's the end of my audio for this. Just keep watching and to see how great he is. Again, don't forget to subscribe so we continue to do a series on things like this. Thanks.